Good morning, Commissioner Niles. Today is the Initiative Referendum Subcommittee's meeting to go over a couple things that I hopefully will be able to talk about. And one is the work plan. And we have the work plan, and we made a couple little adjustments. Are there any additions or corrections to the work plan that you see?
Do you know what? I'm trying to look at the final version. Did you send that out, or did I send it out, or
I thought I did, but
uh,
um,
let me look really quick.
I could send it to you again, and then if you want to send me an email, if it's okay or not.
I think you did. Oh, I think I had one. Yeah, I got it. I got it right here, done. Sorry.
Okay.
And I think I made one comment about about the December meeting. Here, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here. You took out everything that I had in there about the survey and stuff. So those are currently part of the commission's plan is to have, a town hall and a survey. And I understand that, that maybe that will not happen, or maybe that should happen. But all of the other work plans of committees I'm on are including that part, and I think you saw it in the ranked choice voting work plan, and including that kind
So
of
you
stuff.
want to put a survey in there?
Do you want to
But
add?
we're not, we're okay.
It would, I think I pulled it up right here, and you have communication and public input.
Right.
You have town hall immediately following election. I think that maybe that would be a good place for it.
I could put town hall and survey.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just kind of add the survey to that.
All right.
And then you have the FAQs and the finals. That's really good. The other, I think ours is pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that I would add, is something similar
Yeah.
to what you saw.
In in fact, ours probably could, depending on what the reaction of our commissioners are, it's what we're proposing, and what I proposed in this last draft after doing the data analysis. I think you
Right.
saw the spreadsheet. That I would be comfortable with going to 8%. That fits in terms of population, right where Clark County is. And also, I liked what Whatcom County had regarding the being able to transfer. If you don't have enough signatures for an initiative process, you could go to the mini process if you have enough signatures for that. It's up to the proposers to transfer it over to that. So the work that they've done and all that they could do, that at least they have another option out there that they could pursue without having to restart the process again for a mini initiative if they decide to do that down the road. So
That makes sense to me.
yeah. So that's what's I basically just took what was out of the Whatcom County charter and put it the language and put it into our proposal.
Right.
Um,
So I really, so I like the work plan. That looks great. And then when in October, when we present it, maybe all of that data could be sent out to commissioners sometime in October, when we put it together with, what we're proposing and this kind of stuff. So then, in October, we won't have to spend a lot of time actually with the commissioners. There would just be, if they have any questions about the data that we sent out, because I think that they do need some time to kind of think about, because a lot of people, when I talk to them, and I've heard, like, commissioners say, oh, well, our percentages are this, and, and this is what, but it really, the research that you did, Doug, really brought it home. Like, the percentage really isn't,
Well,
it
our
depends on
population
how big,
changes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
depends on the
that
population.
changes the
Yeah.
dynamics, and
So I think
we've
a lot
grown.
of commissioners will be going, oh, now I see what you're talking about, And so just saying like, oh, our percentages are in line with everyone else and everything, but it's totally, you can't really just look at that.
So should I
So
make a slide out of that?
yeah, but we're not going to do that with our work plan. That'll be in the October meeting. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, I can work on it between now and
uh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, there should be.
I'll make that data, that Excel spreadsheet into a chart
I know, because
or
that's
a
really
slide, I
powerful.
mean.
Yeah, that's really powerful when you think about it. It's like, and then you can also make, because I think that your data around MRSC's data around like, did any initiatives happen? It only happened in like, was able to happen in places like, that had very low population, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that that's very, and then that county, what county that was?
Well, San Juan does a lot, and
Yeah, yeah,
Whatcom,
yeah. So they're able
and
to
the
do it,
concentration of population
right,
there,
right.
and
So yeah, so presenting that and going, okay, well, here's where it's kind of working. And even though like San Juan has even a higher percentage, but they're able to do it because of the population. And I don't think that most commissioners understand that, because they'll, like, I think when we first brought this up at our last meeting, there were commissioners going, well, our percentage is in line, and it's on the lower side and everything, but not when you look at it with the data that you have, you know.
I think the in the culture or the dynamics in San Juan Island is different than other parts of the state
Right,
because they're on islands and they're more aware of what their service needs are and how government works. So my sense is that they're more in tune with their local governments and what their desires of how they want to live on those islands is.
right.
They're a little more sensitive to that, and so I think they're a little more aware, and so they'd be popping out probably more initiatives than the rest of the groups.
Yeah. So that data was really good. And so yeah, that'd be a good idea between um after we get our work plan approved, to kind of put that together, and that slide
Okay.
together with all of that like really great information that you collected. That'd be awesome.
All right. Well, I've got my assignment, and I'll work on that this during this next month. And
And then just add that little language
yeah,
about the
okay.
survey data, just to be in line
I'll
with what the
I'll send
executive.
that to you, and you have the final proposed wording of the ballot measure.
Yeah, but we don't need that one right now.
No, I know, but you have it,
Yeah.
and you're okay with it. So I won't
Yeah.
fuss with this anymore. It'll go in
Yeah.
my file. The only thing I'll fuss with is that data and the chart to make a slide, and then
Right. And
and update the work um, work plan.
that sounds good. And then I will look at your final thing, because I don't remember in your final thing you putting something in about the being able to, like, how you said Whatcom could
Oh,
go, they could
yeah,
use that information. So
yeah,
yeah, I'll have to look at that, because I think that's a good idea, Doug, to
yeah.
propose that.
It's called. It's a new section, or the section they called it was insufficient signatures. So when you're at a level where you're doing an initiative, and it says if the proponents of an initiative fail to obtain the required number of signatures in the designated time period, but have sufficient signatures to qualify the proposal as a mini initiative, the proposal shall be treated as a mini initiative at the request of the proponents. So they're the ones that would have to say, okay, we want this
Okay, that
uh,
makes sense.
Yeah, because if we didn't change the percentage and we didn't have some flexibility, you really got an initial referendum that's in a charter that's almost unattainable unless um, you were a multimillionaire that could just buy and make sure that the initiative was uh, on the ballot.
By
Uh,
like having paid workers and paid
yes, and all the
ballot.
campaign that goes into it to heighten
Yeah,
awareness. But if you're an average citizen who's just out there saying we need to make this change, and you have to go out and collect 27,000 signatures in 120 days, um, you either have to have a super well organized organization, which could happen, but
right,
that is rare, especially when you're trying to make some changes
right,
immediately, and it just with the way that people communicate and the information that's out there, it's hard to get that out there to the public
right.
without lots of money.
Yeah, I agree. Okay,
So
well, good
yeah,
job.
my thought would be if we didn't do this, we probably shouldn't even have the initiative referendum in the charter and just not do it.
It seems like it's just like,
It's false advertising to the public, the expectations. You want government, if you're going to be able to do something, uh, you
right,
should be able to
be
do
able
it.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like it's just platitudes, and it's like, oh,
Well,
here.
yeah, it was a way of selling, getting the charter to make the politics of the time when they put in the charter happen.
Right,
And
right. I totally understand that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
well, I don't. Do you have any additional information or
No,
info?
thank
Okay,
you. And
all right. Well,
yeah.
I think we'll end the meeting then. If you don't have anything else, I don't have anything else. I got my work assignments. I'll work on them, and then maybe I'll be in touch to see if we want to have another meeting just before the October meeting.
Okay.
Um,
Sounds
and
good. Do you do you, as far as next week, we'll be presenting the work plan. Do you need any help from me on presentation or anything? And you think you got this? Just because I think it's pretty
I
self-explanatory.
think we'll be, aren't we required to send it to the secretary and they'll have it ready to show on the screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
if
that's all
anybody
that.
has any questions about like, or we're only I actually talked to the executive team. We are only talking about like the work plans as process,
Right.
so that's the
Yeah.
input that we're going to be
And
asking
and
for.
but we can tell them that, you know, we've got a pretty much finished product that
Yeah, yeah,
that will be, it's basically done. And I think that's one of the things that the people were concerned about, or say some commissioners were concerned about, uh, that there's you'll have all these different stuff working on for phase two for 22. But for the most part, I think three out of the four committees that are working pretty much have their work done. We have a little bit more to do on the vacancy. We're fussing over one um, scenario situation, and I think I found the answer, or I'm going to propose an answer to my fellow commissioners on the committee. But I think ranked choice voting is the most
well, it's pretty
involved.
complicated
Yeah, involved
because
one.
a little bit of that is contingent on the results of the. So, but I think even that committee um, is pretty close to.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we'll be ready to go by
Yeah,
November and be able to move forward. And it, some of ours depends on what happens with the 1 through 7 resolutions.
right.
Hopefully, they'll be all passing with a majority vote of those that are voting. So anyway, I thank you
Okay,
very much, and we'll call the meeting to a close, and I'll stop the recording.
okay, great, thanks.
Uh,